Okay, guys, let's proceed. Okay, she went quiet. Mia stared vacantly at me as I walked out of the classroom. Now, come on, you'll get dirty if you stay down there. I held out my hand to help her up. As I moved towards her, her line of sight didn't change. She seemed to be lost in her own little world. I moved in closer and gently nudged her on the shoulder. Mia? Huh? Mia jolted like she had just been woken up from a deep sleep. She blinked a few times and then noticed me standing in front of her. I held out my hand again to help her up. She just stared at it. After a moment's silence, she finally took my hand and I pulled her up off the floor. That was strange. It was like she suddenly switched off. What was that about? I started to brush the dust off her clothes. I guess she didn't mind because she didn't show any signs of resistance. The average girl would probably get nervous if a boy started touching them. At least that's what I've been told. But then again, it was becoming abundantly clear that I wasn't dealing with the average girl. Heck, from what I've witnessed in the short amount of time we spent together, I think it's safe to assume that the concept of personal space didn't register with her. Unless, of course, it involves avoiding contact with the rest of the student body. Guess that meant I was special. I didn't know whether that was good or bad. You're trailing off again, Hugo. You really need to stop doing that. I slapped myself in the cheek and finished brushing the dust off Mia's clothes. All the while, she remained quiet as a mouse. And her expression had reverted back to the same vacant one she had throughout the day. It was making it very difficult to tell what she was thinking. Strange. One minute she was bubbly. Is that it? Bubbly? She was bubbly and vibrant. The next she was a mannequin. But it has been a long day. Particularly within the last few minutes. Maybe she was just tired. I know I was. Either way, I couldn't shake the uncomfortable feeling I was getting from all the silence. It's getting late. We should get going. I don't know about you, but my mom will kick my ass if I'm not home before dark. I tried to alleviate the strange awkwardness I was feeling by making a joke. A truthful joke, mind you. I knew full well that what awaited me when I got home tonight was a fistful of whoop-ass from my beloved mother. Still quiet. And judging from the lack of response, I could tell that Mia wasn't even listening to me. Huh? Mia? Huh? Still with me? Oh, Hugo. The very same. Where did you go? Guess I wasn't the only one with the penchant for getting lost in my own thoughts. In any case, I was able to cut her some slack. In that case, I was able to cut her some slack. Well, never mind. The important thing is you're back. You're back now. And just in time, too. We should get going before it gets too dark. And there she goes again. God damn it. I'll meet you outside. I'll meet you outside. Huh? Did you forget something back at class? No. Twilight. Oh. Okay then. I'll wait outside. I'll wait for you outside. I stiffly turned around and hurried towards the stairs. I guess that's why Mia was being so quiet. She needed to use the toilet and wasn't able to speak up because I was too busy putting my hands all over her. Not in that way, mind you. Oh, really? That must have been embarrassing for her. I, for one, was feeling pretty sheepish. If I could see my face in the mirror, I bet my face was bright red at this point. Smooth, Hugo, just smooth. Making a girl stand around listening to you while she needs to use the ladies' room. I continued to condemn myself as I made my way outside. Okay. After a few minutes, Mia came out and the two of us made our way to the train station. A lot of time had passed. Had passed. Okay, past is also wrong. Passed since school got out. So it went without saying that I had missed my train. Ordinarily, I would have boarded a much earlier train to get home, but due to meeting the principal today, I knew I would end up missing it. So I checked the train schedule before I arrived at school this morning to see when the next one would arrive. I was hoping to finish filling out my forms and make it to the train station in time to catch it. However, due to my unforeseen encounter with Mia, I ended up missing that train as well. I went over to the timetable again to see if any other trains were heading my way. Let's see. The next train wasn't due for another 20 minutes. I figured I should at least call my mom and tell her that I was going to be late. I probably would have done that sooner, but with everything that had happened, the thought completely slipped my mind. Okay, more dots. Okay, Mom. See you soon. Bye. Beep. I foresee an ass slipping in my near future. Almost makes me wish the train wouldn't come. I snarked at myself as I walked over to Mia, who was sitting in the nearby bench. Okay, I'm not at the risk of making me sound like a creep. I'm not even going to try and do that laugh. It appeared though Mia had regained her cheerful attitude. She was clutching her school bag and rocking from side to side. I never knew anyone who felt that good after going to the toilet. She must have had a really big bowl. What the fuck? Did someone just punch us in the face? Gotta stop myself right there. Aw, why? Just continue that thought, why don't you? Listen to the little devil on your shoulder. Then it occurred to me. With everything that happened, Mia would have missed her normal train as well. If she didn't, and she hadn't been to look at the schedule. Although she didn't seem at all anxious. For all I knew, her usual train hadn't arrived yet. Maybe this was a normal routine for her. Nope, not gonna try to do that laugh. Nope. Or maybe she was just lost in her own little world that she didn't even know where she was. And again, not gonna try that laugh. Just as well I was with her at that point. If Mia was sitting by herself, completely unaware of her surroundings, some perv might have sat down next to her. Oh, really? And what are you, my friend? You were filling her up back at school. Don't tell me it wasn't that way, because we both know it was. Well, I didn't want to think about that. I had more than enough lecherous thoughts in one afternoon anyway. Nope, there are never enough lecherous thoughts in one afternoon today. I mean, why did I say like that? Either way. Ground control to Major Mia. I tapped Mia lightly on the shoulder. Huh? And much like back at school, she awoke from her daydream with a small jump. Oh, Hugo. The one and only. Same exact response, too. I was starting to wonder if this girl was really as introverted as everyone said she was. Perhaps she was just spacing. For example, when the other students tried to talk to her at school, it could have been that her head was in the clouds and she simply didn't notice them. That could easily be misconstrued as being reclusive, and that would also account for her reputation of being weird. It could be that during the course of our brief encounter, I, the new kid, had managed to solve the mystery of the quiet loner girl. I decided that I would report my findings to the other students at school the next day. It was possible that I would also be able to help Mia make some friends. But before I could do any of that, I had to make sure she made it home in one piece. I just checked the timetable. My train will be here in about 20 minutes. Have you checked to see when your train arrives yet? And there she goes again. Shall I take that as a no? Go and check, please. Okay. Mia placed her bag on the seat and went to look. I went to go look. I went to go look at the timetable. Okay, that was just weird. I felt like she was. I felt like I was a parent interrogating their child about their homework or something. Asked me in a soft yet assertive voice if she had done what she was supposed to do. She hesitated. Asked her in the same tone to do as she was told. And after some more hesitating, she gave in and did it. Is this how my parents felt when they had to discipline me? Looked like I owed them up an apology. Okay, she's back. Okay, no, she's not. I watched me examining the timetables. Because of her height, she had to stand on her toes to see it properly. It was funny to watch. Not to mention pretty cute. I should probably stop being a jerk and go over there and actually help her. Maybe an extra set of eyes will help her find her train quicker. I got up to walk over to her. What the fuck was that? Then I remembered her school bag was seated next to me. I turned back and I saw that I had fallen off the seat and some things had fallen out. Again. Apparently this girl was not in the habit of closing her bag properly. I bent down and started putting the items back into the bag. Huh? And then something caught my eye. Amongst the spilled contents was the calculator that I accidentally broken and disposed of. What on earth is this doing here? What on earth is this doing back in Mia's bag? She didn't. Back at school when she said she needed to use the toilet. Could it be that when she finished she stepped back into the classroom and took the calculator out of the trash? It was also possible that she never needed to use the toilet to begin with. Perhaps she simply made an excuse so that I would leave and she could sneak in and take it. Come to think of it, the time she started getting all quiet was when I disposed of the calculator. When I was brushing the dirt off her, the direction she was staring in was the classroom where I disposed of it. And the time that she started behaving happily again was after she came back from the toilet. Of course! It all made sense now. For some unknown reason, Mia really wanted the calculator back regardless of its condition. All the pieces were falling into place. Sort of. But why would she hide it from me? More importantly, why would she lie to me in order to retrieve it? Why didn't she just ask me to give it back to her instead of letting me toss it away? Was it really that precious to her? It just looked like an ordinary calculator to me. But for all I knew, it was a gift from a loved one. Missing in the D there. It was a gift from a loved one that she cherished with all her heart. I guess I really didn't have any right to just throw it away without asking her first. I decided to put it back and pretend that I didn't see anything. Given the circumstances, it was the least I could do. Oh, hang on. Before I continue on any further, let me check the clock. Okay, we need to stop right here, and we'll proceed on in the next episode.